everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am on to project number 2 of the decluttering that I'm doing in my home. Still in the kitchen. I'm hoping my daughter's going to continue and help me out. Maybe she'll help, but I don't know if she wants to come on film. But right now we're going to tackle those things called the Tupperware, the plastic containers with the lids. It's always been a problem, and now that we're all not going out to school or to work, we're not using the containers a lot, so there's so much and they're just toppling over. There's enough there that if you have to store food in the fridge, but we're not using on a daily like we used to be, taken to work, into school, etc. So we're going to tackle that now that I'm done work and we're into the evening. So let's head to my kitchen.
Is that a shirt that Mommy gave away?
Yep. So this is the area that we want to tackle. Right, Tage? No, it's okay. Well, kind of, it's okay. So we are going to pull these all out and then go through them. If it doesn't have a lid or what's the agenda or something, we're not using it or this looks old, we're going to be throwing them away. And they're going to move from this spot to another spot. So it is empty, and this is all the Tupperware. Mountains. So let's see what we can get it down to. Okay. That's for that container. Okay. So we've gotten it down to 2 bins. And a little, or just that to fit in there. I guess I'll show that after, where they were before. My daughter has put some stuff there from somewhere else, and we're going to now try to fit the Tupperware into a different cupboard. But I'll show you at the end what we got rid of at the end. So, as I said, I was going to show all the stuff that I got rid of. So that's it. So I will also show after where we actually put the stuff, which is just in a separate spot for now. Still got to get shelf liner, right, Tasha? And fix up that shelf. One project ended up being a whole project for the kitchen. We had to move things, which was good because we ended up throwing things away and reshuffling and rethinking and getting rid of a few stuff that we no longer needed. Some stuff over here. But I'll show that after. Our cupboards are looking a lot more decent on the insides. This stand here was one of the places that got redid as well. And it continues with our spice and food cupboards. So we'll show that in another time. Okay, so this is where the Tupperware used to be. We just have our disposable stuff here. And under here we have dish towels and drying mats. So they're gonna stay there from now. So we just gotta put some shelf liner here and here. If I left it up to my daughter, she would throw this thing away if we had space, because it is a microwave stand. She took off the doors because one door was already off. So the history behind this is before she was born, I keep telling her. So probably this stand is about 30 years old. And how old am I? Yeah, so probably old, a little bit more than 30 years old. And my mother bought it for our house when we got a microwave. And I remember in university, my friend from university came over to help put it together. And it was just me and him, and we did it. Oh my gosh, like the memory of us putting this together is just awesome. We, laughed so hard that we cried because we just didn't know what we were doing. We were up to like 2 or 3 in the morning just trying to get it done and get it done right. And we must have did something right, because 30 years later, this has moved from, my mother's new houses. It came with me to 3 houses that I've been to. And it's just when I moved in here, and it hasn't even been 8 years, probably in the last couple of years, one door came off. I'm sure we could get it back in, we just didn't. And then just recently, my daughter put back in, took out the door. So all it really needs to do is get shelving liner for the stains, and probably, I could have touched this up with paint, but I didn't. But in her mind, she just wants to get rid of it. But it's just so hard for me to get rid of it because of the memory, and it was a really good one. So unrelated, I say so a lot, unrelated to the Tupperware stuff, my daughter came and just redid everything. Like, these were over here, she went through stuff, and so she kind of redid this, and the decluttering of the Tupperware sparked this. So we're on our way. Like, this, I don't have to do it. I think it's just painting and shelf liner that we have to do in the cupboards, but right now this is organized. Yay. Okay, so dark in here, but this is where the Tupperware landed. Again, we just need some shelving liner for the shelves, and if it's a mess, we can just close the cupboard. That was the whole gist of it. But right now it's working okay in here. We don't go in here often because, like I said, we only We don't use a lot of Tupperware on a daily like we used to. So that is where we housed it, into a cupboard. So this is the bag of stuff, the Tupperware stuff that we're just going to throw away. So there's lots in here. So yeah, the bag's up. I'm gonna have to get a new bag. But so we did get away. I was able to part with stuff that I didn't think I was going to part with. There's a history behind this bowl, but it was time. This bowl is probably 35 years old. And if anybody knows Woco here in Canada, when Woco was closing, I bought a set and I held on to the last bowl till now. I think I moved here 8 years ago with 3 or 4 of the bowls, and I was left with one, and I'm able to let it go. So the kitchen is done. Not done, but the cupboards are done, and you saw all that. So just a little story about the bowl. It was hard for me to give away the bowl because it was one of the things that I had bought at a very young age, but at a young age. So I was always thinking that when I get to a certain age, I'm going to move out and have my own place. Didn't actually work out quite so much that way, but I did go away to university, so I was able to be out of my home, but my permanent residence was at my mom's house. And when a friend of mine and we had the same plans. I don't even think she had children then. So we were probably like 17. She might have been younger than me. I can't remember. But she was, I don't think she had children yet, but we went to the store to buy, we went to Woco to buy things because the store was closing down. And I bought a black set, she bought a white set. And yeah, it was one of the first things that I bought and kept for all these years. And it was just, sentimental that way because the store no longer exists. Also, just something that I had purchased myself. There's a lot of things in my home that I didn't purchase myself. I'm really good with just, and okay with just like, someone's giving something away, do you want it? Yes, I'll take it. Then I don't have to buy it. And it's gotten me through some times that I didn't have to buy. So I'm blessed that my mother was able to give me some stuff, a lot of stuff actually. And I would just acquire things. So not everything in my home is like matched. But like my sister gave me chairs, that's in my dining room. That's a whole different story. So a lot of things that I buy myself, I cherish most because I know what it took to work and to get it. And I was in school, part-time job and stuff like that. So that's the story about the bowl. It's done. I did rescue it because I didn't rescue it. I'm thinking about rescuing it. I thought I could use it as some kind of planter on my, paint it and use some kind of planter on my balcony. So not sure yet, but so that is that, everybody. It is done and complete. I wouldn't have been able to get that far without my daughter, so I'm thanking her for pushing through. And again, also she did the majority of the work. She came back in afterwards and just redid the cupboards, wiped them down, and moved things around for me. So I do appreciate that. So the cupboards are done. And that's all we basically can do without having to paint, do new tiles and stuff like that, which we're not going to do next. We're just decluttering. Where am I going to go next? Not sure. Probably my hallway. The laundry room. She did a little bit of the laundry room, so anyways, but I'll let you know where I'm going to declutter next. So it took about a couple weeks to do, and that is what my goal and plan was. I'm not going to do my whole house in a month because that's not realistic. I'm not going to do everything in like one spot in a day because that's not realistic. And honestly, I'm exhausted. I had finished work and we went straight into it, and by 9 o'clock my body was shutting down, my mind was shutting down. I was just like, I'm over it. And it wasn't even it was just Tupperware and moving some things, but it was like the Tupperware had to be moved to a spot. Whatever we were moving there, I had to go through and declutter that. And then we just kind of rolled into, okay, now we gotta look at this space and now we gotta look at that space. So it was more than what I had bargained for in that night. But I'm glad that we pushed through, and I'm glad that I had my daughter there to continue on. She did it into the next day and help me out. So now we are done in that space. On to the next one. Thank you so much for watching my video and supporting. I've gained so many subscribers where it was just stagnant for like months and months and months, and I understand because I wasn't putting out any content. But now it is, I think I'm up like 20 something new subscribers. So thank you to all the ones who have stayed and watched and supported. Thank you all to the new ones who have joined the family. And I just look for doing more content and engaging more with everybody and getting to know more with everybody. So take care, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye.